Picture this. You're sitting in your bedroom right now, dreaming of speaking perfect English. No teacher, no classroom. Just you, your determination, and a simple plan that actually works. What if I told you that everything you need to become fluent in English is already in your hands? Your phone, your mirror, even your daily routine. They're all powerful tools waiting to transform your English skills. Today, I'm going to share the exact step-by-step method that took me from scared and silent to confident and fluent, all from the comfort of home. If you're ready to turn your bedroom into an English classroom, stay with me. This changes everything. Chapter 1. The day I started speaking English to myself. It was a Tuesday morning. The sun was shining through my window, but I felt nervous. I wanted to speak English fluently. I wanted to sound natural, but there was no one to practice with. No teacher, no classmate, just me and my empty room. I sat on my bed and wondered, can I really learn English this way? My brain said it was too hard, but my heart said to try. So I did something that felt crazy at first. I started talking to everything around me. I looked at my desk. This is a desk? I pointed to my chair. This is a chair. I walked to the window. This is a window. These words were simple, but saying them out loud felt powerful. I went to my kitchen. I saw a cup. This is a cup. I picked up a spoon. This is a spoon. I talked to every object like it was my friend. I was giving English words to my world. Then I did something even stranger. I stood in front of my bathroom mirror. I looked at myself. I smiled. And I said, "Hello there. How are you today?" I laughed a little. It felt silly, but it felt good too. I asked myself, "What's your name?" I answered, "My name is Alex." I said, "Nice to meet you." Then I replied, "Nice to meet you too." This was my very first English conversation. And I had it with myself. I sat back down. I opened a notebook. I wrote down the new words I had spoken. Then I said them again. And again. My voice wasn't perfect, but it was my voice, and that's what mattered. At first, I made lots of mistakes. Sometimes I forgot the words. Sometimes I said them wrong. But I didn't stop. I kept going. Because I knew that mistakes are just part of learning. When you speak English alone, you might feel weird at first. You might feel shy or scared. But every word you speak is a small victory. Every sentence is a step forward. I started talking to myself while brushing my teeth. I'm brushing my teeth. When I made coffee, I said, "I'm boiling water. I'm taking a cup. I'm pouring coffee." I turned my daily life into simple English practice. The best thing about this, I could speak slowly. I could repeat things many times. Nobody laughed at me. Nobody corrected me harshly. I felt safe. I felt free. I was building confidence from the inside out. Real confidence doesn't start on a stage in front of people. It starts in your room. It starts when you speak, even when you're afraid. It starts when you use your voice, even when nobody's listening. That day, I didn't learn hundreds of words. I didn't master grammar. But I learned something more powerful. I learned how to begin. And that's the first secret of learning English at home. You start even when you're scared. You speak even when you're alone. Your fear slowly becomes your strength. This is how my English journey began. One object, one sentence, one mirror, one voice, mine. And that voice grows stronger every single day. Chapter 2. Learning to listen like a baby. The next day, I woke up with a question. How do babies learn language? They don't read grammar books. They don't memorize rules. They just listen all day, every day. They hear their parents talking. They hear songs playing. They hear conversations happening. They don't understand everything, but they keep listening anyway. So I decided to copy them. I would learn English like a baby learns. I would listen every day. I didn't need to understand every single word. I just needed to hear the sounds, the rhythm, the music of English. I wanted to train my ears. I took my phone and searched for English podcasts for beginners. I found one called Simple English Stories. The speaker talked slowly and clearly. I listened to a story about a girl buying groceries. The story was easy. I understood most of it. I felt proud. Then I found another podcast. It was only 5 minutes long. The speaker talked about daily activities, eating breakfast, taking the bus, going to work. I listened carefully. I tried repeating some sentences after the speaker, not all of them, just the short ones. After that, I went to YouTube. I searched for easy English conversations. I found videos where two people spoke slowly to each other. One person said, "Hello, how are you?" The other replied, "I'm fine, thank you. How about you?" I knew these words already. I paused the video. I repeated the sentences. I said them over and over. I discovered a new way to listen. I wasn't listening just for fun anymore. I was listening to learn. I listened with purpose. I listened with focus. I listened to copy what I heard. I made a simple plan for my day. When I cooked breakfast, I played English audio. I listened while chopping vegetables. I listened while water boiled. I didn't stare at my phone. I just listened. My hands worked, but my ears learned. When I cleaned my room, I put on another podcast. I listened to how people said things. I noticed which words they stressed. I heard how their voices went up and down. I felt the rhythm of English flowing through my space. Later, I went for a walk. I took my headphones with me. I played a short English story. I listened to the same story 3 times during my walk. Each time, I understood more. I heard something new. I felt proud of my progress. Sometimes I didn't understand everything. That was okay. I didn't stop listening. I didn't feel bad about it. I knew that even if I didn't understand today, my ears were getting stronger, just like a baby's ears do. At night, before going to sleep, I played one last audio, a calm bedtime story in English. I closed my eyes and listened. I didn't understand every word, but the voice was peaceful. The words were gentle. My brain was listening. My heart was listening. I fell asleep with English sounds in my ears. This became my new way of learning English. I listened every day. I didn't study hard. I didn't memorize lists. I didn't write notes. I just listened, like a baby does. I listened during breakfast. I listened while walking. I listened while cleaning. I listened before sleeping. And slowly, something amazing started happening. I began thinking in English. I started hearing English in my mind, even when I wasn't actively listening. English was becoming part of my world. If you want to speak English well, you must first learn to listen well. Listening isn't passive, it's powerful. Your ears are your first teachers. Train them, use them, trust them. Chapter 3. The Reading Method That Changed Everything. It was a rainy afternoon. I sat by my window with a hot cup of tea. I felt calm and peaceful. I remembered something important. Reading is the secret to fast learning. I thought about this. I decided to try reading that day. I opened my phone and searched for easy English stories for beginners. I found a short story called A Day at the Beach. The sentences were very simple. Tom wakes up early. He eats breakfast quickly. He goes to the beach. I knew almost all these words. I started reading slowly out loud. I spoke every word clearly. I felt happy. This wasn't difficult at all. I could do this. I finished the story in 5 minutes. Then I read it again. This time I understood even more. The third time I read faster. My voice was smoother. My eyes moved quicker. I was getting better. I didn't just read words on a screen. I lived inside the story. I saw Tom. I pictured the beach. I felt like I was there with him. That day, I decided to read every single day. Not long novels, not difficult books, just simple English stories. 10 or 15 minutes was enough. My goal wasn't to finish many books. My goal was to enjoy the words and grow stronger. The next day, I found a story about a woman and her dog. Then I read about two friends going shopping together. The sentences were easy. The vocabulary was simple, but the stories were full of life. I felt connected to the characters. I felt like I was learning something real and useful. I started noticing something incredible. I saw the same words again and again. The word walk appeared in many stories. He walks to school. She walks to the store. They walk together in the park. Every time I saw this word, it became stronger in my mind. I didn't need to write it down. I didn't need to memorize it. I just saw it many times and my brain remembered naturally. This is the power of reading. You learn words in context. You don't just learn one word by itself. You learn the complete sentence. You learn how native speakers actually use the word. Sometimes I found a word I didn't know. I stopped reading. I opened my dictionary app. I read the meaning. Then I read the sentence again. Now I understood it perfectly. I didn't write the word in a list. I didn't make flashcards. I just moved forward with the story. I also tried reading out loud. I sat in front of my mirror and read stories to myself. I watched my mouth move. I listened to my own voice. I didn't worry about making mistakes. This wasn't a test. This was practice. Reading also helped my speaking skills. When I read more, I spoke more easily. My sentences came out faster. My words sounded more natural. I didn't pause as much. I didn't translate from my native language in my head. I started thinking directly in English because I was reading in English. After 1 week, I felt much more confident. I read 2 or 3 stories each day. I enjoyed them like movies playing in my head. I started guessing the meanings of new words. I understood more without needing the dictionary every time. English felt less like a foreign language. It felt like a friend I was getting to know better. Reading became part of my daily routine. In the morning, I read 1 short story. In the evening, I read a longer one. Sometimes I read the same story multiple times. This helped me remember better. It made me more fluent. If you want to practice English at home, start reading right now. Begin with short stories. Choose something simple. Choose something fun. Choose something you actually enjoy. Don't worry about perfect grammar. Don't worry about big, complicated words. Just read. Make reading a daily habit. Read every day, even if it's only for 10 minutes. Read with your heart. Read with your voice. Read with your mind fully present. One day, without even trying too hard, you'll discover that you can speak better, think faster, and understand more. Reading isn't just about words on a page. It's about entering a new world, a world you can explore through English. Chapter 4. Shadowing Without Fear. It was evening time. I sat alone in my room listening to an English story on my phone. The voice was slow, clear, and beautiful. The speaker said, "My name is Sarah. I live in California." I paused the audio. I repeated the sentence exactly. I tried to say it the same way. "My name is Sarah. I live in California." I listened again. I spoke again. This was my first time trying something called shadowing. I learned about this technique from a YouTube video. The speaker explained, shadowing means repeating immediately after a native speaker, like a shadow that follows someone everywhere. You hear something, you speak it, you copy everything, the words, the sounds, the tone, the rhythm. I felt nervous at first. I had never done this before. I was afraid I would sound strange. I was worried I would say the words incorrectly. But I reminded myself nobody was watching me. I was at home. I was safe here in my own space. I chose a short audio clip, just 1 minute long. The speaker talked about her daily routine. I pressed play. She said, "I wake up at 7 in the morning." I paused the audio. I repeated carefully, "I wake up at 7 in the morning." I tried to copy her voice exactly. I tried to sound just like her. Then she said, "I drink coffee in my kitchen." I paused again. I repeated slowly, "I drink coffee in my kitchen." I said it again and again. Gradually, I felt more comfortable. My voice became smoother. I stopped feeling afraid. I started enjoying the process. Shadowing felt like practicing music. It wasn't about speaking fast. It was about speaking correctly. It was about listening carefully and repeating with focus and attention. I made a simple plan. Every day I would do 10 minutes of shadowing practice. I would use short video clips with subtitles available. First, I would listen without speaking. Then, I would read the subtitles to understand. Then, I would pause after every sentence and repeat it, step by step, line by line. At first, I made many mistakes. Sometimes I pronounced words wrongly. Sometimes I forgot the sentence halfway through. But I didn't give up. I went back. I tried again. I spoke louder. I spoke more clearly. I spoke with passion and heart. After a few days, I noticed something amazing. My pronunciation was getting better. My tongue moved faster and more accurately. My voice sounded more natural and native-like. I could say complete sentences without thinking too much about each word. Shadowing helped me tremendously. It taught me how real English actually sounds. Not the English in grammar textbooks, but the English that people really use in everyday life. I learned how they connect words together. I learned how they use intonation and stress. I learned where their voice goes up and where it goes down. The best part, I didn't need anyone else to practice with. I just needed my phone, some good headphones, and a quiet place to practice. I did shadowing in the morning before breakfast. I did it in the evening after dinner. Sometimes I even did it while walking alone outside. I whispered the words quietly. Nobody heard me, but I was practicing constantly. I also used shadowing before important events. If I had a job interview coming up, I chose an English video about interviews. I repeated every line until I felt ready and confident. It gave me courage. It prepared me well. It really worked. You don't need to speak with another person to improve your speaking skills. You can shadow native speakers. You can copy their style. You can train your mouth, your ears, and your brain all at the same time. Shadowing isn't easy in the beginning, but it becomes fun quickly. It becomes powerful. It becomes your daily exercise for English fluency. If you want to speak like native speakers, you must listen like them and speak like them. Shadowing gives you this amazing opportunity. It turns your quiet room into an English classroom. It turns your phone into a personal teacher. It turns your voice into a powerful tool for learning. So don't be afraid to start. Choose a short video right now. Press play. Pause after each sentence. Repeat exactly what you hear. Do this every single day. Just 10 minutes is enough. Soon you will feel the difference. Your voice will be stronger. Your words will be clearer. Your English will be more alive and natural. All because you practiced shadowing without fear. Chapter 5. Having Conversations with Myself. It was a sunny afternoon. I sat near my window with a notebook in my hand. Nobody else was around. The house was completely quiet. But my mind was full of thoughts and ideas. I felt the need to speak. I felt the need to practice my English. But there was no friend available, no teacher nearby, no class to attend. So I began talking to the most available person, myself. It felt strange in the beginning. I said, "Hello, how are you doing today?" Then I answered myself, "I'm doing great, thank you. How about you?" I laughed out loud. It felt silly at first, but it also felt really good. I wasn't waiting for someone else to talk to me. I wasn't waiting for the perfect opportunity. I was just speaking. I walked around my room and described what I was doing. I'm opening the door now. I'm closing the window. I'm picking up a pen. I'm sitting down on my chair. These were simple sentences, but they were powerful. I spoke slowly and clearly. I heard my own voice improving. I felt my English growing stronger. Later, I stood in front of my bathroom mirror. I looked at myself and started speaking. I asked myself questions. I gave myself answers. I told short stories about my day. Today, I woke up early. I made some tea. I cleaned my room. I watched an English video. I felt like I was talking to a good friend, but that friend was me. When I walked outside for fresh air, I continued this practice. In my mind, I spoke in English constantly. I saw a dog running and said quietly, "That dog is running fast." I saw a man carrying a bag and said, "He's going to the store." I saw a beautiful tree and said, "Those leaves are so green." My inner voice was changing. It was beginning to think in English naturally. This is how I trained myself, by having conversations with myself. I didn't need a conversation partner. I didn't need perfect grammar knowledge. I just needed words and the courage to use them. At first, I made lots of mistakes. I forgot words sometimes. I mixed up sentences, but I didn't stop practicing. I corrected myself gently. I tried again with patience. I smiled and moved on. The goal wasn't to be perfect immediately. The goal was to keep going and improving. Every day, I talked to myself about different topics and situations. Sometimes I imagined I was in a restaurant ordering food. "Hello, I would like a chicken sandwich, please." Sometimes I imagined I was at the airport asking for directions. "Excuse me, where is gate number 5? Sometimes I played the roles of two different people. I created complete conversations right there in my room. Slowly, I felt significant changes happening. I felt much more confident speaking. I spoke faster than before. My sentences came out without much thinking or planning. My English was becoming more natural and automatic. It was becoming a real part of me. One day, I was talking to myself while cooking dinner. "I'm cutting the onions now. I'm adding some salt. I'm stirring the soup gently." Suddenly, I realized something amazing. I was speaking without any fear at all. I was thinking in English without even trying hard. I didn't need to plan every word. It was just happening naturally. This is the incredible power of self-talk in English. It's completely private. It's beautifully simple, but it's remarkably strong and effective. It's like having your own free classroom available 24 hours a day. You can speak English in the morning when you wake up. You can speak at night before sleeping. You can speak whenever you're alone. The more you speak to yourself, the better and more confident you become. Talking to yourself in English helps your brain build language skills incredibly fast. It connects thinking directly with speaking. It teaches you to be brave and confident. It teaches you to use your words without hesitation. It teaches you not to wait for other people's permission. So please don't wait any longer. Start right now, today. Look around your room carefully. Say what you see out loud. Tell a story about your day. Ask yourself interesting questions. Answer them clearly and confidently. Talk to your reflection in the mirror. Have conversations in your mind. Remember, nobody is watching you. Nobody is judging your mistakes. You are completely free to practice and experiment. The more you talk to yourself in English, the less afraid you'll be to talk to other people. Your English will become a natural part of who you are. Your confidence will grow from deep inside your heart. And it all starts with one simple thing: using your voice bravely. Chapter 6: Using Technology as Your English Teacher. It was nighttime. I was sitting on my bed with my phone in my hands. I asked myself an important question. Can I use this phone to improve my English? I opened my apps and looked at my settings. Everything was displayed in my native language. Then I had a brilliant idea. I changed everything to English. Now my phone spoke to me in English constantly. Every time I unlocked it, I saw English words everywhere. It felt new and different. It felt strange, but also exciting. This was the beginning of something special and transformative. I decided to use my phone not just for entertainment, but for serious learning. I wanted to use technology in a smart, purposeful way. I wanted my phone to become my personal English teacher available anytime I needed it. The next day, I searched for English learning apps. I found one with simple vocabulary lessons. It showed pictures and pronounced words clearly. I clicked on an Apple image and it said, "Apple," out loud. I repeated, "Apple." Then came chair. I repeated that too. I practiced this for 10 minutes. It was fun, easy, and stress-free. Then I discovered another helpful app. This one focused on speaking practice. It asked me to say sentences out loud. I would speak, and it would tell me if my pronunciation was correct or needed improvement. Say this, "I am going to school today." I said it clearly. The app showed a green check mark. I smiled widely. I felt proud and accomplished. I also used YouTube strategically. I searched for easy English listening practice. I found a channel with short, slow videos perfect for beginners. I watched one video about daily routines. A friendly man said, "I wake up at 6 a.m., I brush my teeth carefully, I eat a healthy breakfast." I repeated each sentence. I paused frequently. I spoke along. I listened again for better understanding. I watched the same video again the next day. This time I understood much more than before. My ears were learning and adapting. My mouth was getting comfortable with English sounds. My mind was absorbing the language naturally. Then I tried something completely new and exciting. I used voice typing technology. I opened my Notes app and spoke in English. My phone typed my exact words. I said, "Hello, my name is Alex. I really like reading books." The phone typed everything perfectly. If it typed the wrong word, I knew I had pronounced something incorrectly. So I tried again more carefully. Gradually, my pronunciation became clearer and more accurate. I also used my dictionary app wisely. When I read a new word in a story, I typed it into the app quickly. It showed me the meaning and provided an example sentence. I didn't try to memorize the word forcefully. I just read the definition and moved on with my reading. If I saw that word again later, I would remember it more naturally. Sometimes I used Google Translate, but not too frequently. I used it only when I really couldn't understand something important. I listened carefully to how words were pronounced. I repeated them. I shadowed the pronunciation until it sounded right. Technology was helping me learn, but I didn't use it all day long without purpose. I used it with a clear plan and specific goals. I gave myself 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening. I used those precious minutes only for learning English. No games during that time, no distractions or social media. Even music became a powerful tool for learning. I found English songs with subtitles available. I listened to the melody. I read the lyrics carefully. I sang along when I felt comfortable. This helped me with rhythm pronunciation and natural English flow. I enjoyed the music and I learned at the same time. Sometimes I used English subtitles when watching movies or shows. First, I watched with subtitles turned on. Then, I turned them off and listened carefully. I tried to understand as much as possible without reading. Then I checked the subtitles again to see how much I had understood. This helped me improve step by step, gradually building my listening skills. One day I found a voice assistant app on my phone. I said, "What's the weather like today?" It replied in clear English. I asked again, "What time is it in New York right now?" It told me the answer immediately. I smiled with satisfaction. I was using English for real practical questions. I was learning through actual use, not just study. Technology is everywhere around us today. But when you use it smartly and purposefully, it becomes your personal classroom that never closes. You don't need to pay expensive tuition fees. You don't need to buy costly courses. You just need a smartphone internet access and the strong desire to learn. Use helpful apps. Use educational videos. Use voice tools and features. Use subtitles for movies. Use your phone settings. Use everything available to you, but use it all with clear purpose and intention. Let technology help you learn efficiently, not waste your valuable time. Learn one new thing each day. Speak one sentence clearly. Listen to one short video. That's enough progress for one day. Every small step builds toward your big dream of English fluency. Your phone isn't just a device for entertainment. It's your daily teacher available anytime. It's your mirror for pronunciation practice. It's your supportive partner in this exciting journey. Use technology smartly and consistently, and you will speak English fluently sooner than you think. Chapter 7. Building English Habits That Stick. It was early morning. I was still lying in bed, and the house was perfectly quiet. I picked up my phone and opened a simple English story. I read one short paragraph silently. Then I said it out loud clearly. This had become my morning habit. I did it every single day without fail. It only took 5 minutes, but it helped me start each day thinking in English. I had learned something incredibly important about language learning. If you want to improve your English, you don't need to study for many hours at once. You don't need to learn everything immediately. You just need habits. Small daily habits that you repeat consistently. If you repeat small actions every day, they become part of who you are. You don't have to think about doing them. You just do them automatically, like brushing your teeth every morning, like eating your meals. Now I was doing the same thing with English practice. After I brushed my teeth, I talked to myself in English. I stood in front of the bathroom mirror and said, "Good morning, Alex. Today is a beautiful day. I will make some tea. I will study English. I will grow stronger." These were simple words, but they woke up my English brain. They made me ready for a productive day. When I cooked breakfast, I played an English audio story. I didn't stop my cooking to repeat sentences. I just listened while I worked. My ears enjoyed the English sounds. My brain listened without any pressure or stress. It became a natural habit. Every time I entered the kitchen, my mind automatically said, "Time to listen to English." In the afternoon, I took a short walk around my neighborhood. While walking, I thought in English constantly. I described everything I saw around me. A red car is driving slowly. A woman is talking on her phone. The sky looks very clear today. These thoughts were short and simple, but they helped me practice English every single day. I also created a fun evening habit. After eating dinner, I watched a short English video. Sometimes it was a cartoon for children. Sometimes it was a slow, easy conversation between friends. I watched with subtitles when I needed them. I shadowed some lines when I felt comfortable. It became part of my routine, like watching TV for relaxation, but in English. I wrote new words in a small notebook. Just 1 or 2 words every day. I didn't make long, complicated lists. I didn't study them intensively. I just wrote them down, read them occasionally, and used them when I spoke to myself. Over time, these words stayed in my mind naturally. I also labeled objects around my room with English words. I wrote mirror, door, lamp, and window on small pieces of paper. I stuck them on the actual objects. Every time I saw these labels, I said the word out loud. It was a small action, but it helped me remember words without any effort. On weekends, I talked to myself about my entire week. I said things like, "This week I worked very hard. I read 3 English stories. I watched 4 helpful videos. I learned 5 new words successfully." I felt proud of my progress. I spoke slowly, but I spoke with genuine joy and satisfaction. These were my real results, and they came from simple daily habits. Sometimes I didn't feel like practicing English. I felt tired after work. I felt lazy and unmotivated, but my habits reminded me gently. They said, just do one small thing today, just 5 minutes of practice. And when I did it, I always felt better afterward. I felt strong and accomplished again. Habits help you grow and improve even when you feel weak or discouraged. They carry you forward when motivation isn't enough. They make English a natural part of your daily life, not something separate and difficult. Don't try to do everything perfectly in one day. Don't force yourself to study for hours when you're not ready. Instead, make a small, manageable routine that you can follow every day. Practice English for 5 minutes every morning. Watch a short video every evening. Read one story each day. Think in English while you walk. Talk to yourself before going to bed. Start with just one habit, then add another one slowly. Gradually, your entire life will change for the better. English won't be just a subject you study anymore. It will be your daily companion and friend. When English becomes your daily habit, it becomes your second nature. You don't study it anymore, you live it. You don't need more time in your day. You need more consistency in your actions. 5 minutes every day is much better than 1 hour once a week. Consistency beats intensity every time. So make English your habit starting today. Make it your morning friend, make it your evening companion. Let it grow with you day by day, step by step. Chapter 8. Your English journey never ends. It's late at night now. The lights are turned off in my room. I'm lying in bed thinking about my day with a smile on my face. I read one English story today. I watched one short video. I spoke to myself in the mirror. I learned one new word. It wasn't a huge dramatic day, but it was a good day. A day of learning. A day of growing stronger. I remember a time when I didn't believe I could do this. I thought I absolutely needed a teacher, a classroom, and a perfect plan. I thought learning English at home was completely impossible. But now I know the truth. Learning never stops at home. In fact, home is where real learning begins. And if you approach it the right way, it can take you incredibly far. In the past few weeks, I've made significant progress. My pronunciation is much better than before. My sentences flow more smoothly. I understand much more when I listen to English. I feel more comfortable and confident when I speak. And I accomplished all this alone at home by myself. How did I do it? By being consistent and regular. By doing one small thing each day without fail. By using all the tools around me, books, phone apps, mirrors, and my own voice. I used my time wisely. I used my energy purposefully. I used my dream as motivation. Some days were definitely hard. I felt tired after work. I was busy with other responsibilities. I felt like I was learning slowly, but I never stopped completely. I told myself, just do 5 minutes today. I did it, and gradually those 5 minutes became a powerful habit. A habit that changed everything about my English skills. At home, you are both the student and the teacher. You decide what to learn. You decide how to learn it. You decide when to practice. This gives you incredible freedom. This gives you complete control over your learning journey. I keep a small notebook with me always. I write a few words in it every day. I look at them before sleeping. I don't force myself to memorize everything perfectly. I just read the words and feel them. I trust my mind. I trust the learning process. Sometimes I record my own voice speaking English. I talk for 1 minute about my day or my feelings. Then I listen to the recording later. I hear my mistakes clearly. I also hear my growth and improvement. Most importantly, I hear my courage growing stronger. I still use shadowing practice regularly. I still read easy stories daily. I still watch simple videos. I still talk to myself throughout the day. I still think in English when I cook, walk, or rest. Every small activity becomes English practice. Every moment becomes a learning opportunity. The best part is this: I don't need anyone to watch me practice. I don't need to pass difficult tests. I don't need to be perfect right away. I just need to continue moving forward one step at a time. That's how real learning works. It never truly ends. It only grows stronger and deeper. I now understand that learning English isn't about speed or competition. It's about the journey itself. A slow, beautiful journey full of effort, patience, and small victories that add up over time. If you're learning English at home right now, don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry about learning fast. Just keep going steadily. Read a little bit. Listen a little bit. Speak a little bit. Think a little bit. Do it every day without exception. Trust your personal journey. Your home is your school. Your phone is your helpful tool. Your voice is your guide. Your dream is your bright light showing the way forward. You are not alone in this journey. I was exactly where you are now. I started with fear and silence, but I took the first step bravely, then the second step, then the third step. Slowly, I found my way to confidence, and you will too. I believe in you completely. So keep learning every day. Keep speaking with courage. Keep listening with focus. Keep reading with joy. Keep thinking in English. Let English grow with you day by day, step by step, moment by moment. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to start. This moment right now is already perfect. Just begin your journey. Just continue moving forward. Just believe in yourself. If this story helped you today, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who are learning English. Subscribe to English Stories with Alex for more easy, practical English lessons that you can use at home. I have a question for you. What is the one English habit you will start today? Comment below and let me know. Let's learn together. Let's grow together as a community. Remember, you can speak English fluently. You can learn everything at home, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. Welcome to English Stories with Alex, where every story makes you stronger.